Hi, I'm Trevor Montgomery from Tazin Lake Lodge in northwestern Saskatchewan. Today we're going to fill a northern pike and show you how we do it. It's one of our main staples for our shore lunch, pike and lake trout, and a couple different techniques on how to debone them and make sure they're just clean and no bones in them. The shore lunch, the size of the pike we like is, approximately 18 inches to 24 inches. There's many different techniques that people use to fillet pike. My typical one is I cut the belly off. That's the number one. Just come in into here, slide down the belly, cut off that belly meat, get it to the side. I cut down through the rib cage, so basically down to the backbone. Slide the knife along, follow the rib cage all the way down. Make sure you're on top of the back tail fin there, and just keep on sliding in all the way down like that. So we're just going to fill it off this side, and then we'll show you how to debone them. So the same thing as we come along. If your knife is good and sharp, it'll just slide all the way down there. Get that tail piece off. So the next thing we're going to do is take off these rib bones here that we cut through. We're just going to follow along from the top side. Typically start just a little bit of a cut at the same angle the rib bones go. So we can just slide up underneath of there. As we do it, we just keep on sliding the knife along and get those rib bones right off of there. So the rib bones is quite easy. Typically now the part that most people have an issue with is getting out the Y bones. So you got a white line right down here just above the lateral line or the center line of the fish. You can see the tips of the Y bones there. Typically I just run my knife across to clean it off so I can see exactly where those Y bones are. I start on the top side of them. I'll cut down along the Y bones. I'll give it a couple of slices. And when you get to that point, you can hear when your knife tip is on the Y bones themselves. You just lightly cut along there just to feel them. Now you got the Y bones, you can see them in here. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to take our knife, we're just going to slide it down and along. And what happens is it cuts right at the top. Cuts right at the top of the Y bones, leave the Y bones intact in that piece. And we'll show you in a second how to cut off the underside of it. Basically just fold that up like that. There's all the Y bones right along there. And then next we're going to cut back just below the lateral line on an angle. The same angle that the bones run at, so we can get up underneath of those Y bones. So and you should be able to see that knife as it skims along there. There we go. Just follow it all the way along. Typically the Y bones end just before the tail piece, usually right about here somewhere. And that's why they always say the tail piece is the best piece of meat, because usually there's no bones in it. Okay, so that's typically it from there. That's the Y bones are taken out of there. So from here now we're going to skin it off. When we're eating it for lunch right now, we don't have to leave any skin on it. But the law in Saskatchewan, if we're going to take it or do anything with it, you have to keep skin on it so they can identify what species it is. Usually it's just a 1-inch square patch. So just going to slide that knife down, detach it from the skin, and in the end you have your boneless pike fillet ready to go in the pan. We'll bread it up, stick it in the pan, and get ready for lunch. Darn, he slipped. I was just trying to show you the fish, and pop. Oh well, good thing is there's lots of them. Oh, that's perfect. Had to redeem myself for throwing the last one in the water. He fell in the boat. Yeah, thank goodness too. Good thing for that rod holder, he wouldn't have fell in the boat. That's funny.